Hi everybody, welcome back. Today I want to share with you my first impressions of my new bag, and that is the YSL Lulu Puffer bag. So in this video, I'm going to give you a quick overview about this bag, do some modeling shots, also give you some measurements of this bag. Then I'm going to talk about my purchase experience and do a really quick sharing of how I got this bag through MatchesFashion. Then I'm going to tell you what I like about this bag and what I don't like about this bag. Then we'll finish off with me stuffing this bag and show you what fits in the YSL Lulu Puffer. Before we dive in, if you're new, welcome. My name is Kat. I love everything to do with luxury, from luxury handbags, skincare, makeup, you name it, I love it. So if you like luxury related videos, I hope you subscribe, and for all my Cat crew, welcome back and let's get started. The bag that I have is the YSL Lulu Puffer bag in the size small. The leather is lambskin, and this is the brushed silver tone hardware, which is not shiny yet not matte, so a good in between. So this is, I would say, like their classic version. They do have different hardwares, which is in gold, which I also think the popular one is the Soul Black, which is all black version. And they also have two more sizes, which is a size up from this, which I believe it's called the medium, and they also have one size down, which is the mini. On the screen, you can see all the measurements for this bag, and it's comparable to the Chanel 19 size and sort of the same to the Chanel Jumbo. It's not a very large bag, but it's not a very small bag, though the name is a small bag. As for the weight, the bag itself is fairly light, but once you add the hardware, you know, it does give it a bit of weight. So all in all, the whole bag weighs just under 700 grams, which, you know, it's a moderately weighted bag. It's not heavy, and it's definitely not like a super light bag, but it feels good in your hands. I am 5'4" or about 164 centimeters, and I'm of a moderate build. So personally, I like to wear the bag with the chain double up so that I can rest it on my shoulder and let the bag just hang along my body. The strap drop when the chain is doubled up is a comfortable height where my forearm can rest on top of the bag. Now you also have an option to wear the bag crossbody. It falls around my hip bone. It's a good height, except that I do find that the bag is a little bit bulky when worn crossbody. Even when I wear it on one side of my shoulder, unless you are very tall, for me this is not a suitable way to wear the bag. I might need it once in a while, but I don't really prefer to wear it just single strap on one shoulder. It falls a little bit too low, and I find, again, the bag might be a little bit too bulky when worn this way. The reason I bought this bag from MatchesFashion is because I wanted to save a little bit of money. In the retail YSL store, this bag costs 2,890 Singapore dollars, but on MatchesFashion, with the currency conversion, I think I saved about $400 or 400 Singapore dollars. It was much cheaper, and that price includes the taxes that I had to pay for the item to be shipped from, I believe it was from the UK or maybe the Europe. I'm not sure, but it was shipped to me very quickly. I bought the bag on the MatchesFashion's app, and overall the user experience was very seamless and very easy. The only thing is I actually had to buy this bag twice. So the first time I purchased it, the transaction went through my credit card was sort of charged, but about a few hours on the same day, I actually received a notification that my item was cancelled. So I actually sent a message to MatchesFashion to ask why was it cancelled. Was it because it was out of stock or something was wrong with the transaction? They were really quick with their customer service. They got back to me to say that the credit card was declined because there was no two-factor authentication, and which was something that I also wondered, because when I put in my credit card details, there wasn't another pop-up screen that, you know, requested for a 2FA authentication. It just went through, like it got processed. So that was a little bit like, did it go through or not? But then when I called my bank, it said that the first transaction, it didn't go through. The bank actually blocked it. So when I charged my bank on the same day, the second time I purchased it, I actually had to get the approval code from my bank, send it to MatchesFashion via email, and after that it was very seamless. I'm just wondering whether this was because it's my first time buying through MatchesFashion on my credit card, or I don't know, maybe it is, I don't know, maybe my bank is very protective and that's why it was blocked. But that was something that I experienced. It was pretty seamless, it was just a notification. But other than that, once that went through, I got a notification of shipment and it came with this box because I selected the luxury box. And yeah, I'll just link the unboxing in the description section as well as on the top here, and you can check it out. But overall, the whole experience was fast. The shipping was really quick. 2 days, including the day that I was buying it. So in total, 3 days later, I got my bag shipped from overseas to me, and I got a discount for it. So I'm really impressed with MatchesFashion. The first thing I love about this bag, and it's the reason that I bought it, is that it is so luxurious. It is exactly like what everybody says. It feels like a pillow, it looks like a pillow, and honestly, pictures do not do it justice. When I was looking at this bag through other people's unboxings and kind of like seeing it on pictures, honestly, I was not attracted to it. It did not look at all enticing, just looked pretty flat. But when you see it up close in real life, there is a sheen on this lambskin that I am just, oh my god, I am all for it. There is this like almost luxurious leather seat or like biker jacket sheen on this leather, and of course it feels amazing. It's buttery soft. It feels like I just want to keep squishing the bag, which I know I shouldn't because then the puffs will deflate, but it feels and smells like a luxury bag that I feel like this is the price that I want to pay for a luxury bag. The second thing that I love about this bag is the price point. So like I mentioned earlier, if you buy it from retail in Singapore, it's $2,890, and yes, it's still a very expensive luxury bag. But when you look at Chanel's 19, Chanel 19 is $8,000 Singapore dollars, and that is a lot of money. It is nearly 3 times the price of this bag. It's mind-blowingly different. However, I shouldn't be comparing the two bags because they are totally different bags. They have totally different styles and look and feel, and you get a different vibe from each of the bag. But if you just love the puffer bag, like I just love the puffer bag feeling, and I just want to experience it, whether or not I would still buy the Chanel 19 is a totally different question. But just for this bag, I get a lot of satisfaction from having a puffer style bag. And with this price point, I can sort of accept myself squishing the bag, pressing the bag, and just hugging it. You know, I think if I have the Chanel 19 in lambskin, I'm not gonna be as, you know, why don't you say the word rough, but I think with the Chanel 19, I wouldn't be so daring to be hugging the bag, you know, squishing it under my arm as much. I would be very much more careful with it. I am still very careful with this bag, but you know, when I'm carrying it out, I'm sometimes just like, you know, touching it, giving it like a little bit of a massage, you know, and I don't feel so guilty pressing it compared to if I had the Chanel 19. And the reason I'm comparing it to the Chanel 19 is because I was seriously considering buying the bag, but with the recent significant price increases, I've kind of shelved it for a while because yeah, it's just very expensive. So yes, the price point of this bag for a trendy puffer style bag, I would say is still fairly reasonable. The third thing that I like about this bag is the vibe that it gives me. Now I have a variety of bags. I've got like colorful bags, I've got structured bags like my Jumbo, Chanel Jumbo. I have very, you know, fun looking bags. But this to me in my collection is a totally different vibe. It's a very biker, you know, almost like rocker, chic kind of feel to it. It gives me kind of like cool vibes, and it's very unique in my collection. Plus with this puffer style, I don't have anything like it. So when I wear this bag, I feel very chic, very in trend, and yet I get, you know, and yet it's a very functional bag. So it's not one of those bags that looks good but can't do anything, or is maybe too much for what you're paying for it. So I feel like with this bag, there is a vibe to it, and depending on the hardware that you get it. So the very popular one is the So Black, which is the full black version. And gosh, that is biker chic. That is the bag that you are like, yeah. But I didn't go for that style because I'm not really a monochrome bag girl. I like a little bit of contrast to my bags. And I also did hear, but I can't verify, but I did hear that the black hardware does chip. I don't know to what extent does it chip and how hard you gotta knock the bag for it to chip. But you know, after hearing that, and I'm not actually a monochrome bag kind of girl, so you know, I decided to go with this version. Yes, the vibe of this bag is, it's something else in my collection. It's just so cool, and it just makes me feel so chic at the same time. And I feel like with the Chanel 19, and I believe Amy was saying that she feels so chic with it. It's so different and so modern. The other thing that I appreciate about this bag is actually the strap here, which is this leather pieces. They are actually very comfortable on the shoulders. So the first day that I got it, it was like stiff like this, but after a few times of wearing it, it's sort of softened and it's very comfortable on the shoulders. It's long enough for me to like swap the strap around, that it's still, you know, the leather still rests on my shoulder. That is the other thing that I really like about this bag. Let's talk about things that I don't like about this bag. Number one is the magnet. This magnet is very, very strong. But compared to all the other magnets in YSL, I feel like maybe this is slightly less strong, which is probably why I still can kind of accept it. However, it is still a very, very strong magnet. So you can see in the clip, I gotta kind of like put my finger underneath to pull the bag up and flap up, and that will also cause scratches under the flap, which I will show later. But yeah, this magnet is so tight that it takes a little bit of muscle to open the bag. And because I just don't want to pull the bag like this, I have to kind of press it from the bottom with my fingers and kind of hold the bottom part of the bag before I stretch the leather while pulling the magnet to open the bag. That is crazy. Now the pro of having such a strong magnet is that the magnet doesn't need to entirely clip and lock in, because you can see from the side, the top magnet has a little bit of like a extension which covers over the bottom magnet, and I feel like that's just giving it a little bit more security. But honestly, with such a strong magnet, I don't really know why you need to have that extension, because that extension means I have to pull the bag a little harder. And yeah, just this is something that I really don't like about the bag. You can see I am pulling the bag a little bit. I haven't heard of anybody with issues with the magnet, like it's so hard that it pulls the magnet from the bottom out and rips the bag. I haven't heard anything like that, and that would be absolutely horrible. But it just gives me that feel that it will happen. I don't know, you know, touch wood. I don't want that to happen. Let's talk about scratches. This is lambskin, and honestly, I bought this bag knowing that it will get scratched, and oh yeah, there are some scratches. You can see from the B-roll that there are some scratches under the flap. There's a couple of long ones, and that's all because of my fingernails digging under the flap to open the magnet. It's not very deep and it's not very, very like large, but they are there, and I believe that will just get more over time. I'm trying to control, you know, pulling the bag too much. There are some scratches at the bottom of the bag as well, but they're not really so significant that I am worried about, because this bag, you know, even though it is 100% lambskin, it has held up really well. I have not been really careful with this bag. Other than, you know, me opening the bag, you know, just being careful how my fingers dig under the bag, I haven't been really babying the bag that much. You know, when I'm putting my keys inside, putting my things inside, pulling them out, you know, my fingernails kind of like poking at the side of the bag. I haven't been that careful with it. And honestly, it has held up very well. And I can tell you that compared to Chanel lambskin, this has held up much more or much better than Chanel lambskin. The other thing that I don't like about this bag is there could be a possibility that the bag will concave in the middle here. So the way the bag is constructed, whereby the straps are on this side and on this side, and you're always pulling it, can you see how it kind of concaves in? Now, this will only happen if you're always kind of like squishing your bag like this, which I don't think you do, but you know, if you do, stop doing that, because the way there is not much there's not much backing in this bag. There's no like it's very soft. You know, unlike some bags, they have like a cardboard. I would say like Dior has a cardboard inside, you know, like a hard piece that gives it the structure. This is a very unstructured bag, and because of that, it's very soft and pliable. So there is this possibility there's going to be a slight concave here, and you know, when your arm is on the bag, you're just squishing this part even more, and when you pick up the bag, you also pick it up from this portion. So something that I don't like about it is that possibility of a concave eventually. The only way you can avoid or kind of minimize it as much as possible is to use a bag shaper, or when you are not using the bag, do stuff the bag as much as you can. So for me, to minimize it is when I stuff the bag, I make sure that it's sort of like stuffed straight. So I do put quite a bit of stuffing to keep it in like a straight form rather than letting it curve inwards. I don't think it's something that a lot of people will be bothered by, because it's kind of like the style of the bag anyway. But if you do notice this and you find that you don't like it, I feel like one way to minimize it is to keep the bag stuffed. A little tip for you people to minimize that concaveness, especially if you like to carry this bag crossbody. When you carry this bag crossbody, the handles can either fall at the back or at the front. Now, personally for me, if you want to minimize this concaveness, it's better to put this strap at the front rather than the back. And let me show you why. When it's at the back, can you see it's making the concaveness even more? Like it's making the bag even more rounded, because when you're carrying it, it's pulling. See, it's pulling. But if you do it opposite, as you can see, pulling it this way, you're actually using this strap to straighten the bag. Can you see that? This might not look so pleasing. However, this is actually better for your bag. As you can see, I'm pulling it. Okay, I'm gonna pull it right now. See, as I pull it, it's straightening my bag, as compared to if I pull it this way, it's actually making my bag more curved. So when I carry this bag crossbody, I tend to remind myself to make sure the strap or this leather piece sits at the front. And the final thing that I don't like about this bag, or I wish there was something different, is the interior lining. When you open this bag, it is a big black hole. Luckily that this bag is not very big, you know, it's called small, but I would say it's like a medium large bag. But look at how deep and dark and black it is. I wish they did like a brighter lining, kind of like maybe like Chanel's burgundy lining, or maybe like a dark, or maybe like a blue or a green, or some other lining color rather than black. Black is very chic, but if you got things that are just as black, you can't see it anymore. So the only thing that I don't like about it is, like, at night I am like searching for my stuff. I cannot find anything. I just dropped it in. Can you see it? No, you can't. So one way, of course, is to use a bag shaper, but you know, if you're not using a bag shaper, use colorful little baggies like this. Definitely helps when you're looking for stuff in your bag. Finally, let's do what fits in this bag. These are all the things that I'm gonna stuff in my bag. Let's start. So it's a big black hole, starting off with this Coach wallet, my iPhone 6, another handphone. This is a antiseptic wipe. I've got a big recycling bag. Let's put that in the corner. That's a card holder, a mirror from Gucci, my AirPods, my key clay from LV, my 6 key ring holder. It's getting a little tight. I couldn't find my antiseptic wipe, so there's a little bottle to represent it, more tissue, stuff that there. Okay, they've got this little bag that contains some of my makeup, lipstick, hand cream, and a compact. All right, let's zip that up. Let's put that at the top. Okay, it is kind of stuffed right now. as you can see. All right, let's try and close it. Press it in a little bit, and it actually closes. It's locked in tight, but you can see my bag is very, very stuffed. It's like a croissant that is very stuffed. So that is my first impressions of the YSL Lulu Puffer bag. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful and useful. If you're thinking about getting this bag, let me know in the comment section what color you're thinking about getting, whether you're getting the same color as me or you're getting the color that I actually really want, the cream color, the white with the gold that is stunning. Let me know in the comment section down below. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to, and hit that notification bell as well. Everybody, please take care and I will see you in my next video. Bye!